So it's time for us to go ahead and compare the Apple Watch Series 3 against the newly released Apple Watch Series 8. And I will definitely tell you there really isn't a world where the Series 3 is a better watch, but could be, a better value per dollar, but even saying that, it's pretty tough to say. Basically, I think every watch after the Series 3 made substantial improvements over the Series 3, which is really awesome. So, if you want to pick up a newer Apple Watch than the Series 3, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there. You can help support the channel at the same time. Now, this specific comparison shouldn't necessarily be super long, because really the Apple Watch Series 8 is the better watch in pretty much every single area. First of all, the Series 3 though, the main advantage of this watch is its price tag. You can probably buy a Series 3 for around $100, probably even cheaper than that all over the place. And the reason for that is because it's been available for many, many years. And like I said before, since the Series 3, every single Apple Watch since then, even like the first generation SE, those brought so much more capability than the actual Series 3 that it kind of puts this watch in a little bit of a different situation in my opinion. So because of that, the Series 3, it was the last watch in a way to have that 38mm and 42mm casing styles. So it was a little bit of a thicker bezel design compared to the Series 8, where we do have a 41mm and 45mm casings. So it's a much bigger styling on the Apple Watch Series 8, but you're getting less bezel on the Series 8. So you're getting a much better design on the 8, and also the bands work on both. So all the bands that you have on even the first Apple Watch will still work on the Series 8, which is really cool. So, in terms of the outside, definitely the panel is much better on the Apple Watch Series 8. They do both go up to 1000 nits of brightness though, which is actually very, very interesting. So, in terms of that, very good display on the Apple Watch Series 8, but the Series 3 still gets fairly bright. You still have the same type of design on the side as well, like you have the digital crown, you have power button on the side button as well. On the back, you have the same type of charging cable as well, so you have the same type of charging puck that fits on both these watches. I'm glad Apple still hasn't changed these. I hope they don't. I feel like they probably will sooner than later. But that is another cool thing that both these watches share. And on the other side, there's really not much else going on. And that kind of covers it up for the most part. Now, some other key features or some differences. The Apple Watch Series 8 does, actually have the digital crown with haptic feedback, which is nice. It has an always-on display, which is beautiful. And it actually has temperature sensors built in inside of that watch itself. Now, with the Apple Watch Series 3, we are not getting the, temperature sensor. We are still getting a digital crown, but there is no haptic feedback. And we are getting a little bit of an older S3 chip inside of this Series 3. Now, the one advantage I would say of the Series 3, at least looking back now, was that it kind of was supported for quite a bit of time. For it being supported for many years, they probably shouldn't have supported for that long in my opinion. And in fact, there were updates that you actually had to factory reset your Series 3 in order to actually get it to install in the first place. So it was like running out of storage constantly, even when trying to, update to the latest software version. So in my opinion, the Series 3 was a bit clunky and had some few issues in that specific standpoint. Now on top of that, the newer features within the Series 8, things like the high and low rate, part notifications, which the Series 3 also had, you have fall detection, and you have crash detection on the Series 8. Those are some really cool features. And you're also getting a lot of those cooler advantages that come with having the W3 chip inside of it, as well as the U1 chip inside of it as well. The Series 3 had the W2 chip, and it lacked the U1 chip inside of it. Now, I will tell you, the main advantage of the Series 3 is if you're somebody who's just going to be using a watch to strictly just look at your notifications and not really do anything crazy with your Apple Watch, I think a Series 3 is still fine, but I would probably recommend going up to a Series 4. Personally, I use an Apple Watch Series 4 every day. I've been using it for about 2 years, and I still plan on using it for probably another year or so. And these watches last quite a bit of time. The Series 3 though was pretty much the last watch though that pretty much, from the Series 3 before, those are kind of the outdated designs. And not only that, but they are very lacking in performance. With the S4 chips, at least with the Series 4 design with that bigger display, it did kind of give you a better experience overall in my opinion, not only in terms of performance, but also with the design and with the bigger body, which is really cool. So, in my opinion, the Series 3, I think it was great. It brought some cool things. It was, I think, the first one that had, a cellular model, which was cool. It had that W2 chip inside, which is awesome. And there's still some value to be had on the Series 3. But like I said, with every single watch being better after the Series 3, it really doesn't make too much sense to pick up this specific watch when you can even buy like an SE1 and get a much better experience, or even an Apple Watch Series 4 and get a much better experience there as well. So, in my opinion, the Series 8 is a much better watch, and that is pretty much the one I would recommend buying. But if you're going to go ahead and go into the store and buy one anyway, I would recommend buying the Apple Watch Series 8. It's a great watch. You're going to be getting better battery life, better performance, better everything across the board, and it just makes sense to go and buy the Series 8 if you have the cash. If not, you might as well go for something like a Series 4 or Series 5 or 6, if you want to save some money that road. That may make a little bit more sense in this case as well. So that kind of covers it up. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.